show you what we looking like right here. And as soon as I go live, people start hopping on. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, they hot right now. Hug this corner right here. That's a good spot. Hey, you guys, we're going to be starting momentarily. I'm going to give a couple of more people time to get on. Oh, yeah. Yep, we up to 5. Okay. We're going to go ahead and start jamming. All right, you guys. We want to welcome you all to another episode of Let's Talk with Ro. And I know you guys saw that flyer. Tonight, we're going to be discussing, are there good men that are on child support? And tonight we have, oh my goodness, such a beautiful guest. Tonight we have Cece.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. You look great.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? I know you're such a busy lady. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? You know, the first thing that the guys want to know is, are you single?
I am single. I'm single.
Okay.
I'm single. I was single when I came in. I'm going to be single when I leave out.
Yep, and I know you have a podcast of your own.
I do.
Correct? And we definitely want to support that. What's the name of your podcast?
Situations.
All right, so you guys heard that on Facebook. You can catch Cece with her podcast as well called Situations. All right, so you know I don't waste any time, you guys. We're going to hop right in. So, Cece, my question is, as a black woman, do you think that there are good men on child support?
Absolutely.
That is funny.
Absolutely.
Give me one reason to kick us off. What's one reason why black men are on child support?
Jealousy.
Good black men.
Jealousy. Women get jealous sometimes of new relationships. And that will land you in court, guys. It will land you in court.
Women do get jealous. It's like when women see that a man has moved on, he could be paying, you know, he could be taking care of that child, paying bills in the house.
Birthday parties, everything. Showing up when he's supposed to.
Come and get the child, showing up when he's supposed to, like you said. And they will still take that man for child support.
Absolutely.
And that can get really ugly. And it's like, it's really interesting to me when you see the mother back the daughters on this kind of situation. You know what I mean? Now, it get real nasty. I'm like, correct your child.
I think it's learned behavior.
Do you?
I do. I think it's learned behavior. I think that, you know, they're supporting that child because it's something they would have done. It's not right, but I think they're supporting the child for that reason.
That's true. A lot of women that take these men for child support when they're a good man is because they saw their mother do the same thing.
Absolutely. I think there's various reasons why men do wind up in court for child support, but jealousy is one of them. And, you know, I think we just have to be honest. A lot of women don't want to hear it. They don't want us to say it. But when you see that man with another woman, or he has a better job or a new car, that will trigger something. Okay,
look, this about to get good. So when a man is with a woman, okay, and they have this baby together, and he says he's leading this woman to believe that he's going to marry her, they're going to be together, and then out the blue, he says, you know what, I don't want to be with you anymore, but I'm going to be there for my child. Do you think that the woman still has the right to go hard and take him for child support?
I don't, but you know what? That is when the heart gets involved and the heart is hurt. You know what I mean? And so now she's not thinking straight. She's actually emotional about this. You know, I put in all this time with you. I did this. I had your baby. Now you moved on to somebody else. She's mad.
Look, Sam, thank you guys for joining us. I want to give a shout out to Khadijah and Sam, Leela. Oh, look, my little cousin Donika. Hey, you guys, thanks for joining us tonight. But Dee Dee said that she thinks that it's generational bitterness, and you kind of already covered that. Now, Sam said he think that they opportunists.
That's true, Sam.
Yeah, like
there are some that are like that.
What you mean? Like, how can you be an opportunist for child support? Well, it depends on the guy.
Also, but if you remember way back, we used to say, oh, you're just looking for somebody with some benefits. And sometimes women, and we have to admit it, they will seek out a man who is a little bit well off or better off than most guys that they would have dealt with anyway. And so, hey, why not have a baby by him?
Okay, this is my thing. If a man is dealing with a female, right, and you know, whether you have street money or, you know, you have a wonderful, a well-paid career, if you know you're pulling in bag, why are you sleeping with these women, getting them pregnant? Do you think do you think that men should be excused because these women are kind of wooing them into the bed?
No, I don't think they should be excused. I don't think they should be excused. But just like the woman seeks out a man, or man seeks out a woman too. And for whatever reason, he may have been hurt moving on to a previous relationship, maybe that rebound person. Reasons why we get into relationships are you know, there are various reasons. But
that happened. That happened with Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle. That's how that happened. So you just made what you saying is on.
Yeah.
Because Dwayne and Gabrielle broke up, and it was not even a year.
Yep.
He had that other girl pregnant.
And then, like you said, then that goes back to what we just said about his status too. Because a woman saw. I'm not saying I don't know that woman, but if you see an opportunity, an NBA player knocks on your door, why not have a baby by him?
Yeah.
That's security.
That's real.
And that's how some people think.
Okay, we got some more comments from the audience. So, Sheena, thank you for joining us tonight. Crystal and Mike, welcome. Sheena said that if a man is not with a woman, child support is to ensure the child is taken care of. Each party is responsible for 50% of the responsibility. A man can control if he has a kid. It's not just a woman. So it sounds to me like Sheena is kind of rooting here for the child support thing. Sheena, give us some clarity if you can. I feel like, honestly, okay, let's talk about this. Because we do seem like we're a little biased. The show is about our good men on child support.
Absolutely.
But do you think that any men should be on child support?
Yeah, there are some men that need to be on child support. Not every man, not every parent, not every father is going to do the right thing by that child. So there are some women, and I mean, we have to take, you know, the men to court for child support because they're not doing what they're supposed to do. So it is security in a sense, and I understand what she's saying. But when we say good men, I'm talking about that man who's actually doing the right thing.
Right.
You know?
Right. Because what do you think a reason is? What's a sign that it's time for you to take a man to court for child support?
Oh, wow. If a woman is, as a mother, if she is paying the daycare by herself, paying the bills by herself, she's struggling, car notes are behind, it can be that situation, or it can just be like, look, I'm doing everything. And I've called this man several times. You know, daycare is due, tuition's due, my baby got to get her hair done, whatever, my son has to get his hair cut, and you're flipping the bill all the time. That man's not showing up.
You got to pay.
Sometimes you have to say, look, I've given you chances. I've, you know, tried several times to communicate with you the right way.
It's so funny to me because you even have some good men, and I have seen women drag them through the mud because they love their kids so much. I have seen, and you know what, y'all, the court system is wild sometimes because I have seen a good man go to court and they rape that man.
So you know, when they take the guy to court, they're going off of a scale. And I think sometimes the person taking that, you know, father to court is not realizing that they're going, because they're doing it for a different reason. They think I'm just gonna take them to court. I'm gonna take them through the process. I'm gonna hurt them. I'm gonna let them, you know. But when you actually get there and you see, it's crucial in that courtroom. You know, sometimes they're paying things they can't even pay because of a scale. He may make a certain amount of money, and according to that scale, he has to pay a certain amount of child support. But we all know after you get taxed from work and all this other stuff, you pay your car note, this, that. Sometimes, you know, it's just kind of...
It's unfair. Okay, let's say a guy makes a certain amount of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know a few guys that work with Metro.
Okay.
I know I had some clients that work with
money.
They make good money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know a few of them that was paying over $1,000 a month.
That's about right.
For child support. For one child.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about this broad was the hoe of the hoes.
That's about right. That's about
That's
right.
crazy to me though. And it's just to piggyback off of what you were saying though. When they see what this man is making, that doesn't mean that he has all this money freed up. If this man has a household and he dealing with another woman or he has car notes, other kids,
mm-hmm.
that's crazy as hell.
It's a lot. But you know what? Also, guys, you think the more you make that you're just going to, you know, you're going to be able to recoup. And you're not. You're not going to be able to regroup because the more you make, she's going to resubmit that the next year.
To get more money. That is not fair.
So.
That is horrible. And you know what? Have you ever seen guys not go forward with their love life because they feared the baby mother putting them on child support?
I've seen them stay in relationships because they were fearing that the mother was going to put them on child support. I've seen them do just what you said, but I think a lot of guys stay in situations or pacify a woman so that they don't get on child support.
Yeah.
Knowing that relationship is over with, but the fear of leaving that person is going to, you know, retaliate against them, by, you know, with child support. So.
I have heard that so many times though. Mm-hmm. Men be like, man, I knew she was the one. If I did not stay with her, I knew if we went to court, she was going to rape me.
Yep.
And that's crazy as hell. Leela said, imagine if a dude got to pay over $1,000 for more than one. That's crazy as hell. You talking about... Yeah, and I had brothers. But doing it.
But then you have to ask yourself, ladies, you have to ask yourself, is it worth him? Because if he's going to be working all the time to pay the child support, he's not going to see the kid. He's not going to be able to pick him up. He's going to work overtime and part-time, whatever kind of time he is, has to work to make that ends meet. Right.
Sheena said men in general are scared of child support. I believe that.
They are.
A lot of men are scared of that courtroom. And I can understand why. Because it can go either way.
It can.
Now, if you a man that don't, you know, you're not making a lot of money, you ain't tripping most of the time. You like, if you going to take me, you probably going to get less than what I'm doing.
Absolutely. And I know guys personally that have been taken to court for child support, really good guys. I'm not speaking just because I know a little bit about them, but I know a lot about them. And they've been in the courtroom, and that woman that took them to court wound up getting a lot less than what he was already giving her. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that,
she lost. Women can't lose when you go in that courtroom.
Yeah.
You being petty, you want to go up in there, and then you get less.
And you got to dig deep. You got to dig real deep and say, is this guy really doing what he's supposed to do? You know what I mean? But I understand the security aspect of it. You know, because if something happens to that parent, maybe the mother, the father is already paying child support. You know, if her family has to take care of the kids or something like that. I can understand the security side of it, but
okay,
a lot of it's unfair.
Okay, now this is going to be one that people don't like. Do you think that sometimes there are men that don't understand that they need to take care of their children?
Yep.
Oh.
Yes. And I think a lot of guys are spoiled because we women spoil guys sometimes, and we do everything sometimes, and guys think they don't have to do it. You know what I mean? So then you have that group of guys too. We've kind of groomed them that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's all bad, but we do groom people. You know, sometimes even our kids, we groom them. So you may have that guy that you groomed, and you're doing everything, so he doesn't feel like he has to.
Okay, somebody have a question for you from the audience. So with child support comes visitation.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes.
Because I don't have
you can do child support and you can do visitation.
Okay.
Most of the time, they'll go neck
they
and
go
neck.
neck and neck.
Right.
So how is that navigated if he has to work all the time?
And that comes into play too, because then he's in violation of his court order to pick up his child, because he's not available to get that child if he's working all the time. So then he's in violation.
Is that accepted, or does that happen a lot? Have you witnessed that happen a lot? Men getting violated for that?
I've seen that happen a lot. I've heard the stories and I've seen it happen. But then you have the guys also that are saying, like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go get those kids if I got to pay. Because now they're going to retaliate. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to go, like, I'm pissed off. I got to pay all this child support, then I'm not going to go pick them up.
I know. A lot of guys do not want to be bothered. Mm-hmm. And that kind of boggles me, because we got a question from the audience. Hey, Vic, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in tonight. Vic said, I have a homie that pays child support, and the mother does not let him see the kids. That trauma, along with bullying in school, not being able to see her dad, has caused her to attempt suicide several times.
Oh, wow.
My friend spent over $50,000 in court fees in multiple jurisdictions. The mother has been caught lying in court, not showing up to court appearances, but because she is in the military, they giving her a pass.
Wow.
That's horrible. Thanks, Vic, for tuning in.
It does weigh heavy on the children. I think that's what we get as adults. We're bringing kids into adult situations. And when they get caught in the middle of that struggle, they're the ones that are hurt. And if we actually just sit for a second and think about, we're not hurting anybody else but them.
That's crazy, though.
Yeah.
That is wild. You know, Sheena, I know you could speak to that military situation. What do you see? What is that side coming from the military situation? But this is why we got to be oh so careful. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You got to be careful who you having children with. You know, every time you had sex, bro, somebody could come up pregnant, and both parties are involved here. Yeah. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, people not thinking about who. Do you think that people sometimes have sex with people and plan a family with them, and then they are blindsided?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell me about that.
I mean, because of a man's status or a woman's status, and I'm speaking on man or woman here. He may be a doctor, he may be this, he may that, his family may have this and may own that, or vice versa. And we do that. We plan to have kids by people because we think that child, or we are going to be well off, you know, or we want a status. You know what I'm saying? So, and that goes back to the ball players and everything else, you know. But you want a status, so you want to plan these perfect kids, and it backfires.
Oh, we got some. They lighten it up. They lighten it up. Okay. So Sheena said from the military aspect. Mm-hmm. Victor, check out Sheena's comment. Contact her first sergeant, because 9 times out of 10 they are unaware.
Oh, wow, that's good.
That's good right there. Thank you for that, Sheena.
That's good.
So she's saying that 9 times out of 10, that first sergeant is not aware of what this woman is doing in court.
And the military is very strict. They hold people accountable, male or female. They hold you accountable.
Yeah, so that was good right there, Vic. Your man might need to know that.
Yeah.
So
that's good information.
That was very good. And Dee Dee said, how about if a man displays that he does not want kids? Oh, I'm assuming that when somebody
challenge.
Yeah.
There goes the challenge.
You threw that hand out
there. Goes the challenge.
Yeah, because now this woman is pregnant. Mm-hmm. Y'all came together. She's pregnant. Yeah. Now you're saying you don't want kids. I don't know about that. How do you feel about that? Do you think that she should get an abortion because he's openly saying it, or should he be allowed to get away with not taking care of this child because he said he didn't want it?
I think he should be allowed to get away, and I think that, you know, the issue on abortion, of course, I think that's her decision. As we always say, that's her choice. But you do run into that. You do run into that situation where, you know, you have someone involved. They want that relationship, but they don't want that child. Forcing them into that, I don't know. It's not going to turn out good.
Yeah, that's wild. Okay, you get this woman pregnant. You hitting her regularly. You know what I mean? So, you know, this is y'all. You know, y'all, we in the barbershop. We talk about this all the time. You hitting her regularly, and she come up pregnant. And now you talking about shorty, you know I ain't trying to have no kids, looking ugly. That's your problem. Because now this
that's you being irresponsible because you knew that it could have happened. And if it does happen, you have to address it. You know, and I've heard that same conversation several times. And to me, you start looking at that person and saying, "Wow," you know, it makes you think a little differently of that person.
Yeah, and this is where we are though. Now, what I do think is wrong. Okay, you knew this dude was doing what he doing. You knew he not sleeping with you every night. You see how he going. So I think it's wrong when the women feel like you got this man trapped. Yeah, see, now, just because you pregnant doesn't mean that he's obligated to love you.
Right.
Now, that's part of you sleeping with him before y'all had things solidified.
Right.
Now, that's the other end. Okay, we got some things from the audience. Okay, Leela, if he doesn't want children, he should have been responsible. Period. I agree.
Yep.
Khadijah said, does she have the right to put him on child support if it was discussed prior to?
Well, I think when we discuss things prematurely, we're discussing it just to get through that moment.
Yeah, it's not real.
It's not real.
Because when it happens,
it's just to get to that moment.
It's just to
get on
get
to
there.
the next. Yeah.
Got you. Sheena said, men determine the wedding date. Women determine when the babies come. This is why most baby mamas don't become a wife. Oh, they going hard. That's real though. Hey April, we want to send a shout out to the boss lady. Thanks for stopping in. My thing is, once you get pregnant by this guy, you do to a degree have him. I'm gonna be honest. You do to a degree. And it's you just cannot though. And this is where the child support stuff comes in. Mm-hmm. This dude don't marry you. He was just knocking you off. And then you either find out he has a wife.
Yep.
Or, you realize that he's moving on to better things.
Yep.
You not stopping the show and the baby not stopping the show. Now, when child support comes into play right there, it's a little interesting. Do you think good men sleep with women loosely?
Absolutely. Yes,
oh
absolutely.
God.
I mean, good men they're human.
Yeah, somebody don't recognize you on here. We got a James Carter.
Okay, James.
That says, hey, yeah.
James.
Good evening, Sean.
Thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, thank you guys for stopping in. So my thing is, if you such a good man, mm-hmm. right, let's define what a good man is. Last week we had a show on the new black man.
Okay.
And that was really interesting. We had a Muslim brother on here.
Okay.
And we were talking about, what is a good man?
Defined by me, I think a woman wants a guy that is loyal, and I think with women, I can only speak for myself. Let me talk about me. I can say women, you don't have to bring in a whole bunch of money. You don't have to do this, but if you treat me right, if you're loyal, you're doing right by the family, the kids, or whoever, I'm good.
Girl, listen though, what you just said, that's a mouthful. Because it's not everybody thinks like that. It's not a lot of men doing it.
Because you can have a man that brings in a lot of money. You can have a man, but he's never home. He's not helping you with the kids. He's not doing this. He's not doing. And then you start getting it weighs on the relationship.
It does.
It weighs on the relationship.
That long distance is no good. I feel like men should be hands on.
Right.
So I always struggled with that, you guys. I always felt like men were ducking their responsibilities when they yes, I did. I don't like it. It may be because my love language is presence.
Okay.
But to me, and if you're in the military and you don't have a choice,
right?
I understand that. What can you do? But it still weighs in, and I feel like the goals should be coming together.
Absolutely right.
That's what are we working towards? How are we bringing this in?
Right.
Sam said, "Good guys are boring and bad guys are no good."
You kind of right. Yeah.
Yep. As women, most of us think we can love the hell out of a man, and that's not the case. Be transparent in the beginning of courting.
Yeah.
Hey, Clayton, my handyman guys in the building. Hey, Michael, thanks for joining you guys. To me, good men are more than just bringing in money. Like, you can be horrible, man, and have money.
Yes.
You know, and nowadays women are making money.
You have to have a little bit of everything. You have to bring a little bit of everything to the table. But that's where we as women have to say, what do you really want? You know what I mean? I think we have this big list of what we want from a man. But what are you really willing to deal with or accept? You know what I mean? We're not going to get all this.
Right.
We're really not. And they're not going to get all this.
And thank you for joining us tonight, Mr. Davis. But he said that I feel like boundaries should be set up front.
Yeah, that's good.
But you know what? A lot of things are set up front. And a lot of things get violated. When that sex start coming into play, the dude like, yeah, I done wore her ass out. And now everything starts slipping.
Yeah, because you're starting to think, you're starting to be emotional. And in the beginning, you can think a little bit more clearly because you don't have all these emotions floating around. But when those emotions come into play, that's when everything starts swirling.
It can get swirly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that can go either way. Because I got some savage girlfriends.
Okay.
I know some women that's savages. Mm-hmm. And they will hit a man off and roll on. And that is not my story. But I have seen it.
I think and sometimes that has happened to them. And then they feel like that's the safest place to be.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I get it. Didi said, good man is different from a good father or spouse. That's true. Mm-hmm. And this gets real ugly right here. Mm-hmm. How many times have we seen that a man is an outstanding father, but a low down dog husband?
Yep.
He out there coaching the football, hitting all the mothers on the field. But he there. He on time. You see what I'm saying? And Bubsy said, well, then now we're talking about both individuals are not being responsible as far as the boundaries being broken.
Right.
You know, and you're right. It's a lot of people that are irresponsible, and especially when sex gets involved. Mm-hmm. It get real nasty when sex get involved. It's almost like you see the person different.
Yeah, you do. I think from the moment that you actually lay down with a person, you wake up with different opinion of view of them. Both ways.
Yeah, and I think men
expectations.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is because it depends. A lot of people start having fear. Mm-hmm. You know, when that love start anxiety, you know, and a lot of people don't want to lose people. Mm-hmm. Women thinking about, is he going to lock me in or is this going to fly by? Mm-hmm. Man, and dudes looking like, I hope she don't think I'm about to lock this in.
And I think sometimes with guys, if I'm stepping on you all, I'm sorry, but I think guys, they have two categories of women that they want. I think not all of them, but a lot of them do. They want the woman that stays at home and doesn't go out and is the homemaker and takes care. She still has a job and she goes out, but she comes home. She's not hanging out drinking with the girlfriends and doing all that stuff. But then they want to go find that girl that's doing all that. You know what I mean? And bring that person into their life. That's like their, you know, I guess recreational.
Exactly.
Person.
You got a shout out from Tasha Carter.
Hey, Tasha.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in, Tasha. And Bubsy said that's why we should be loose. If we not looking to be planted in longevity. And you're right. But this is my thing. It is a lot of deception. Mm-hmm. I have dated guys that knew when you meet me, you know I'm not playing. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to size it, but you know I ain't playing with you. You see what I'm saying? The only way a lot of times dude got it off on me because he lied.
Right.
I done dated guys that lied about having kids. Mm-hmm. I mean, I remember one dude I dated, we were 2 years in, about to get married, and I found out he had 2 kids I didn't know about.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
But you know,
he knew I wouldn't have dated him.
Absolutely. I was just going to say that.
He knew we had, on our first couple of dates, I was talking to him. I said, I don't have children. Mm-hmm. I preferably don't want to deal with a dude that have a whole bunch of young kids.
Right.
He had 3.
So that marks him off right there.
It marked him off, but he lied.
Right.
So what y'all think about that? You know what I mean?
You can't. So if he lied about that, you can't really trust him about. I feel like you can't trust him.
You can't trust him at all. That was an automatic ending.
Right.
When I found out about that, and then I didn't even find out from him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, God to do some things. You know what I mean? Okay. Khadijah said they aren't sure themselves when they want one type of woman at home and to lose things as secrets. Yeah, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You wild nigga.
But a lot of people,
it make me so mad.
A lot of people do have their cake and eat it too.
I see it all the time. I work a lot of different music atmospheres. I might go in to do makeup and do hair. And man, it never fails. I see the wife and the lady in the same place. I mean, it's often. And it's the worst part. You got one person that don't mind.
Right.
That's the thing.
Right.
When you got, and then I've seen wives, just because you get a ring, ladies, doesn't mean loyalty and great life.
Right.
I don't know why people think that.
Now let me ask, do you think that a man can change as he gets older? Do you think his age determines?
I'm about to make y'all laugh. I think men change when they know that thing don't work as much as it used to. When all he can handle is one. No, all jokes to the side. Now, women can be kind of too, Mr. Davis. But I know some women that are nasty with it.
Okay.
I know some very good-looking, exotic women that seek out married men.
Okay.
I know one woman on my mind. She said, I love hitting married men. And she was hurt.
It's easy?
She got hurt.
Okay.
A woman wiped her household out. Her husband wiped the household out.
Wow.
He allowed it, but she's hurt. She's bitter. You know what I mean? I talk to her about that all the time. I said, man, you gotta tread lightly when you messing with people's husbands. And you messing with people's wives. Remember that story? It was in Waldorf. That dude went up in there and he killed that neighbor.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, if I would have been on the jury, it would have been a not guilty. It would have been a not guilty.
Why you feel that way?
I do, because I feel like the way that moved, I feel like he was temporarily insane.
Okay.
I feel like he lost his mind.
And people can be that way.
I think
you can only take but so much.
Yeah. I feel like that man lost his mind. I mean, can y'all imagine, woman or male, you really are committed in this thing. You married, you doing the right thing. You find out your neighbor is in your bed.
But we living in a time now that people are okay with having open relationships. And I think that brings a lot of this into it. Yeah. Look.
I know, y'all, we talking about the open. Y'all know, it's probably some of y'all swinging at the parties. But it's no judgment. But it is true. I remember this guy. He was just itching. Oh, he was itching. And he took his wife to this swinger party. True story. Good friend of mine. Okay. He was blown. He went into that swinger party, and that wife got hit from the back. He said he couldn't never get it out his head. He said he could. Wifey went in there and...
So then he opened up something he didn't really want to
He opened up a can of worms, and that just goes to show you that he thought it was okay for him to do it and to go in there and show his wife that he was going to rock something. It never crossed his mind that she was about to get rocked.
What it was getting right to happen to him.
You know what I mean? Okay, Bubsy said, life is about balance. Therefore, we should work to be balanced in all aspects of life. This will help us make better choices and better judgment. That's true. I agree. Now, Sam said, what the hell? They crying, laughing. Yeah, you done went in there for the turn up.
Yeah.
And he had issues with that. You know what I mean? He really had problems with that. He said, I cannot stop picturing what that
He invited that world. He invited that into his world.
But sometimes men don't think like that. And you know what? I don't think that happens as much with women. Women assume that it's possible for a man to cheat. I even know a lot
of... we almost expect it.
You almost expect it. And I know so many women that are married and they like, girl, look, I got this paperwork just in case he do ever try to step out. I know what card I'm pulling. Y'all, I'm going to be honest. And I'm going to say this. I have never been married. You know what I mean? So, you know, a lot of times that's what people say. You ain't been married. You don't know. But I do counsel quite a few married couples. Okay? So I do have a counseling office. I counsel it. So I will say this.
So you've heard a lot.
I have heard a lot. And I will say this. I don't want you to stay if I got to pull a money card.
Right.
I mean, I don't understand. I see some women do that.
get married for love.
That's real.
Everybody's not marrying for love. And I think
oh, girl, you done hit something right there. You done touched something right there. Mm-hmm. Everybody don't marry for love. Mm-hmm. And you know
Stability, what? Kids. Do you
think that
title?
Do you think that marrying a man because y'all have a child together is a good reason to get married?
No. Because if you're not happy as a couple, that child is going to be in a miserable home. So, no. No.
Hey, Mr. Davis, you a funny guy. He said, this is so funny, y'all. I'm going to read it directly like it is. Now, I don't be cursing like that, but y'all going to laugh. Women aren't as faithful as they used to be. It's a whole shit show out here. He said, I'm about to raise the white flag. And it is real though. But you know what? I don't think it's ever been different. When I look back at my grandmother and them and the stories come out later, it was all kind of kids had in the middle. You like all the kids is dark skin, how the middle kids light skin?
I think they were just a little bit better at covering it up and just like didn't put it out there like we're doing today.
It's out there today.
Yes, it's out there today.
It's out.
Back then it was more so
secret.
Yeah.
And people were more likely to stay together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back then, people were. They were more likely to stay together.
Absolutely.
So, getting back to our topic. The good man on child support. Is there a good man? You know what I mean? And there are. But it's like, does it matter if you're a good man or not as long as you're taking care of the child? You see what I'm saying? Like, I have seen dudes just go hard. I have seen dude hit a girl's sister before. Mm-hmm. And she do something crazy. Mm-hmm. She be like, oh, hell no. Mm-hmm. And you know, you still got to ask yourself, if he's giving the money, oh my God, is that still okay?
No, it's not.
Because it's a personal thing.
It's not.
It's a wild thing.
And I think they gotta, you know, when we have kids, we have to realize it's learned. A lot of stuff is learned behavior.
Oh,
so that child is gonna grow up thinking certain things we do are okay.
You right. They going off in these damn comments. April said the granddaddy was a pastor, and you know we done seen them run through too. Hey, did y'all see that? The Aretha Franklin movie was a big one.
Yep.
I was taken aback.
Yep.
I was, and I really felt like a lot of things that she did, you know, was because of that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yep. If y'all didn't check that out, that Aretha Franklin story
movie was really good.
It was really good.
You watched it more than once.
And they also had a series on it.
Oh, yeah.
They did. The series was good as well. I can't remember what channel that. I think the series was on Peacock.
Okay.
But that was really good as well. But I'm telling you, man, women. He said women have always been the best at cheating.
Hey,
but I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that women just have an instinct to cheat.
No, I think if a woman gets caught, most women, let me say this, most women, if they get caught cheating, they wanted you to know. I feel like they wanted you to know. Because we are pretty good at covering it up.
Yeah,
we just don't have to be out there doing it. Men do it, and I think they get I think they get a little aroused by it. What they got away with. Yep.
That's real. Men do it to feed ego a lot. Mm-hmm. Sheena said, damn straight, I'll have you calling my entire family hanging outside my sister's shop. That's real. The children are what matters most. The only a man could do as far as the courts is render a fair and reasonable judgment because we have to live also. Yeah, I feel you on that, but a lot of times, Busby, that's not the way it goes. It's normally not. That's what the show is about. It is not normally fair.
It's not.
For the men in court. And even when things get ugly, you know, it's not right for a man to just have to pay out. And it's just kind of always looked upon like the woman is the one doing the right thing in those situations. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but I have seen some trifling mothers.
There are a lot of women that they do it out of anger, and they'll even go as far as, like you said, no visitation. Now, if the man is really doing what he's supposed to do, why can't he see his kids? Why? He's doing everything that he's required to do.
Okay, well, look, when we talking about the law, right? I have seen, and this happened in my family, so I know this firsthand. Mm-hmm. We had a situation where I was trying to help mediate. Okay. So I would have the child go with the mother on this weekend, the child go with the dad on this weekend. Okay. And I was actually holding the child during the week for school. Okay. So look, out the clear blue sky, dad ended up getting another lady, mm-hmm. proposed to the lady. Oh, wow. The child was very fond of the lady. Mm-hmm. You know, the child come back and be like, I love daddy's girlfriend. They're getting married. You go back home. So the woman did not return the child when she was supposed to. Mm-hmm. And we thought she had gone missing. Long story short, she lied. She had the child to lie. He said that the father had done something that was abusive to him. It was a lie. We had a case manager that agreed it was a lie because we had caught the child in lies before. Uh-huh. The court snatched them right from the child. I mean, the court said that he could not see that child anymore. He did not stand a chance in court. And it was horrible because he was breaking his back to make sure he was doing what he was supposed to do by the child. Did he ever regain? No. To this day, he don't have visitation. To this day, she hold all the power. And I'm going to tell y'all what she hasn't done anything but hurt the child. Look, but I'm going to tell y'all what's real deep. We did some investigating and we found her on a prostitution site. Wow. We presented this. And the court still. Because look, y'all, I'm going to give y'all some insight if y'all don't know this. A lot of judges do not want kids taken away from the family because it is a cost to the system. Mm-hmm. And the judges are trained to keep our monies in our system. So if they can prevent, they'll send them to any family member that'll take them. Right. That's halfway decent. But why is it that a man was lied on and it never was cross-examined? I said, we got a problem here. It's a big problem. We got a problem here. Okay, I don't think the man's lifestyle is not taken into consideration. Give me some feedback on that, Didi. I don't understand that. Hey, Irv, how are you? Good to see you. Okay, Mr. Davis. The only thing we can do, because he's funny, the only thing we can do is retain an attorney, and they cost a fortune. Yep. The system is definitely in the favor of the mother. But I feel like we should be accountable because the children deserve to live in a comfortable situation. Mm-hmm. And I get that. Hey, Yolanda, how you doing? Y'all, she is a wonderful designer. Yolanda Henderson, if y'all need some outfits made up. Oh. Yeah, she's the bomb. Yeah. Yolanda, drop your info in the chat if you can. She's made some pieces for me. Wow. Untouchable. But it is true. Kids do deserve to live in a good place. Mm-hmm. In a good way, a safe, comfortable environment. They do deserve that. Okay, so what do y'all think about this? We have a good man. Mm-hmm. He's a provider. He gets the kids like he should. But every time he get the kids, it's a new woman over there. Oh, no. Uh-oh. No. Should the mother be able to want to pull back on that? If the mother is talking to the father about this, look, Tony, please don't have a different female around my child. Every time they come around, it's doing something to our son. I think she should be able to pull back. No different than if a man went to go pick up his child and the woman had a different man over there, he would be heated. He would be upset about that. Oh, please. He'll be over there shooting. Please. So, yeah, she should be able to pull back. Because if that mother is thinking about that child, she doesn't want that child around various people. You don't know what that person is bringing to that, to that environment. And men do it all the time. Mm-hmm. And then look, and this is where it's sad. When the court has awarded joint, and then you going ham over there. Yeah. You got all these and then hold up, this way it really get ugly. Yeah. See, I don't have children, but you couldn't do that with mine. Every time I call my child on their cell phone, hey, sweetie, what you doing? Daddy's not here. I'm in here with Shantae. Okay, next weekend. Daddy's not here. See, I'm in here with Charmaine. No. That only happened one time, and then my child won't go back over. Okay. That's just me. Yep.
Because if you're having all these people over there, because this is what we have to realize. We live in a society where people always think, oh, the male's doing something to the child. Females can do something to children.
Females molest kids.
Yes.
This is starting to be more relevant now. Give me 1 second. Let me get some shout outs. Chantel, Fonsu, Troy, good to see you. How are you? We had April said, I don't do all those spirits around my child. She on board with you.
Yeah.
I don't want all those spirits around. And actually, Mr. Davis said he agrees.
All right.
Because he has daughters.
Okay.
So I do my research.
Okay.
He has daughters. And it's a terrible thing when you are dealing with this man that have money, the family love him, his family backs him, and he run around with all these bras, man. And people, oh my God, that is one of the most frustrating situations that you can be in. And that will definitely make a woman want to go to court.
Yep.
And then so what y'all think about this? If I can't pull him on who he have in his house, I can pull him on something else. Do y'all think that it's okay for her to take those routes? Woo! We talking to be nice. A lot of women go dirty like that.
Yes.
Because they can't make it happen any other way.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you gotta know the system and know how to work this system. Yep. So is it okay for them to
I don't think so.
Woo!
I don't think so. I wouldn't. I mean, because this is the thing. If your child's in harm's way, you can always pull back. So if you're going to go a different route just to prove a point, then you're doing that for another reason. You understand what I'm saying? You're doing that for another reason. So what's driving you? What's really driving you? Yeah. I think some people are driven by different things.
Okay, now that's good. That's good right there. That's just like saying I think I'm understanding you right. If somebody walks up to me and says, Ro, you shouldn't dress like that. They could be coming because I really need to cover up, or they could be coming because they jealous of the way I look. Absolutely. And they think their husband might look at me. So I get what you're saying. It gotta be, what is the root here? Hey, Anna, how are you? Good to see you. And she said you nailed it.
Thank you.
Yep, she said you nailed it. What is the reason that we going to court here? Is the real reason that I still love this man and I want to ruin him?
I want to hurt him.
I want to hurt him.
Yes.
And you
feel better when he's hurting. You feel better when he's over there mad, or he can't make that payment on something else. Or you feel better that you just like shook his world just a little bit. Just a little bit.
And then what really pisses women off? When dudes are getting money under the table.
Oh yeah.
Because it's not on paper. And he riding around, scoop.
That's not on paper. And another thing that pisses them off is when he has a baby by somebody else. That's another story.
Hold up. And how many times, y'all, have we seen the guy got 2 kids and their birthdays a week apart?
Same year.
I'm going to tell you.
Same year.
Oh, Lord. And you
Same year.
You see what I'm saying?
Same year.
It's hard out here, y'all. And when you talking about a good man, to me, a good man is a good man. Mm-hmm. And that means a good man doing good things. I'm going to be honest. I don't think a good man is sleeping with multiple women. That's just not me. For my version. Now, everybody is different. Like, I personally, I don't agree with men just sleeping around. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people say if he's single, he can do that. From my perspective, I don't think it's okay for people to just sleep around. Now, what's your thoughts on that?
I think a good man can sleep around, but in his mind, he's probably thinking he's not doing anything wrong about it.
He's like, I ain't committed.
Right.
Now, I will say this. I don't think you are doing wrong, but my description of good, you wouldn't fit.
Right.
Because if I prefer a man that has a problem that's naturally vexed by sleeping with multiple women. And I've dated men like that. I've dated men that was like, well, at least I didn't catch them. But I've dated men that was one woman men. Mm-hmm. And they were like that for the majority of their life.
Okay.
Normally, this is the makeup.
Mm-hmm. It is.
You know what I mean? Be so busy that you ain't got time.
Yeah.
Man, I'm busy.
And you made a good point. Be busy. Because if a guy's really doing something, I don't feel like you have time to. If you really have everything lined up and you're doing what you're supposed to do, you don't have time to mess around.
It's not, and this the thing, y'all, everybody on here, we at a pretty good age. You know what I mean? We not old yet, but we are mature. You know, we should be. And my thing is, it's about legacy at this point. And most of the time it is kids involved and things like that. What's wrong with you if all you thinking about is going around effing around, man? I feel like something wrong with you. It's wild out here.
But you know, I hear stories in different age groups. And I've recently heard a woman in her 60s say that she's dealing with a guy who has not changed since he was younger. He's doing the same thing. They met once before. They hooked up. They had a relationship. They had what she thought was a good relationship. And then one of them, he was cheating on her. They met back up. They both had been married in between. They met back up now. And now he's still, after about a year or so of messing around, 2 years, he's cheating on her again. And he's in his 60s. So I don't know if I don't know if it's just an individual or people in their own age brackets are still having certain issues. You know what I mean? With certain people.
Yeah, that thing ain't even working like it used to. You running around here acting crazy. Sheena said a good man is just honest. Most think they can change his mind on what he says and he wants. Yeah, if you tell me straight up that you sleeping around, I'm gonna tell you, oh Lord, I love them kind. Send them, Lord. I love that. He be like, oh, hey, I like you, but I just want you to know that I got a lot of ladies in my life. I done had men tell me that. You know what? I'm like, okay, no problem. And guess what? If he's spending enough money, he can take me to dinners that I like. I'm going to dinner his ass down. I'm going to dinner him down. I'm going to lunch him down.
Lunch him down.
I don't have no problem with that. Let's rock with it, brother. And don't ask me no questions.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And watch him. Okay, Mr. Davis.
Come back on that.
Yeah, I don't have no problem with that. Be honest, though. It's just that most of the time they lying.
Right.
Most of the time, if a dude wants you bad enough, a lot of dudes will do anything to get you. And then that truth start popping out. Mr. Davis said, I do my best to be intimate with one woman. Did you know that if you lay with certain individuals, they can pass on dark and evil spirits to you? Oh, I don't know if you know this, Mr. Davis, but yeah, I'm aware. We teach it. I'm a minister at my church. I'm not trying. We all ministers in some form or fashion, but I'm literally a minister. And we talk about this all day. You know what I mean? We do, and I can get real heavy on that. A lot of people wonder why
it's all about
their minds are not at peace right now. A lot of anxiety is coming from those spirits running in you out of order. You see what I'm saying? Hey, but you know what, Mr. Davis, that was good.
He hit it.
That was good.
Yeah.
And that's if you telling the truth.
Uh-oh.
I know, strike. Look, he on here trying to recruit. I'm just joking. Nah, but that was good, though. That was an impressive. That was an impressive statement. Because that's what I feel, for me, because he knows something.
He does. A lot of people don't think that deep. They don't even go in it. You know what I mean?
I can't have no conversation with you.
They don't think that.
You can't sit with me. If we go out and we can't have no intellectual conversation, I ain't coming back. I mean, let him grow. Let him go with a woman that he's impressing at that level. Yeah. But for me, I need somebody that I can talk to about mentally. Yeah, because I done had some excursions in my life sexually. I done had some good. They you get highs and lows. Sex comes and goes. Right. At this point in our lives, you want something that's different. I would think so. You want something that's stimulating you, and like he said, you don't know that's scary.
It is.
I don't know what's coming here. That's crazy as hell. Oh, April said, what's wrong with Nick Cannon with all these women? And did y'all?
His status.
No, y'all about to tell you. This is why you read your news. So, April, y'all know, if you don't know, Nick Cannon, I think he had 7 kids. 7 in the last year. Yeah. It was 6 or 7. And he did lose one of those babies to brain cancer. But look, right, and he popped another one in her already, I think. But look, Nick Cannon was married to Mariah Carey for almost 10 years. Yes. He was never the same. And he just wrote a song and he dedicated it to Mariah Carey. Look, it's current news. If y'all Google it right now.
What's the song about?
Nick, it was talking about how he was wrong and he had probably never had nothing like that again.
Wow.
Nick Cannon is really, I think that all of this that's going on is because he really was
acting out from what he lost.
Yes, I think he never bounced back from that divorce with Mariah, man.
He's acting out.
Yep. Mr. Davis said, I'm very truthful and I'm transparent. And I believe that about you. Them daughters probably tighten you up. You know, but I don't know. You might have always been like that. And Anna Davis said, that's a nasty Nick, though. It is. I don't know about that. And you know what? I wonder, though, because Nick Cannon has lupus, right?
I was going to say, he had a near-death experience, too.
So, I mean, it's still no excuse.
It's no excuse, but that may be some of the reason why he's doing what he's doing and living the way he's living. Okay,
Khadijah said, Nick Cannon said it was not healthy to be monogamous. He said that if he's single, he's single. Marriage is different. You know what, though? And now he's saying something different. I think he's just unstable right now. It's kind of clear. And I don't know if this thing's going on with his health that's making him this way.
I think that has something to do with it. It's triggering. Because if you notice after he's had that health scare, he's kind of like living on the edge. He's just doing whatever. Yeah. It's like by day, you know, doing whatever.
Yeah, that's whack.
I think the kids are just him acting out. And I think he's trying to put his mark here too. With all those kids.
Leaving all those kids.
Yeah.
He should now. We know he got the money. Yeah, and April said, you know, it's mental issues. But, you know,
I agree with that.
Yeah, it got to be something mental going on. But you can tell he's working through it because he done went back to the root of it. Y'all check that song out. That thing he said about Mariah was...
I have to check it out.
Yeah, and Mr. Davis going back to, he said it's that balance piece. You know, you ain't balanced, man. That's a lot of sex going. He must be taking some pills. That boy good. You got some. I mean, it's hard for some people to get.
Mariah gave him a high.
Can you imagine?
Can't get anywhere else.
Y'all,
he's trying to get that high again.
He trying to get something off. I mean, if you don't pop 7 babies in 12 months, that's a lot of sex.
That's a lot.
And you gotta think.
It wasn't even good sex.
Yeah, the odds of you. Yeah, that's real wild. It's real wild, and I can't believe it. But our show. I mean, we in the last couple of minutes of the show already. It passes.
It was good.
It was good tonight, and I don't feel like we had enough time. But you know, we can really exhaust this topic for days, you know, because it is. But one thing I will say, this was a kind of one accord show. Mm-hmm. We were kind of all on one accord, and that's sad that in our society we agree that men are mistreated in the court system sometimes, and that women do use the wrong reasons to take men to court. Because I know a lot of women that never took men to court. But you know, I don't think that's always the answer, but I have seen it.
Yes, but when we're dealing with good men, I think what we have to realize as women, and why I stick up for men that are good and being treated that way, is because it's learned behavior. And so we're raising kids in a household, and they hear mommy saying, "Oh, get him, take him for whatever he got," and they're gonna grow up and do that. You know, the female's gonna go, or the son is gonna grow up thinking like, my mommy did my daddy wrong. I couldn't see him because of this. That. So we have to realize whatever we're doing is gonna affect those kids.
And when you think about that, I'm telling you, I see some grown boss men that got some real issues with women because in their mind, their mother was problematic when they were kids. And mom is the reason why dad left. Yeah. But mom just never told him that dad was hoeing.
Gotta break that cycle.
Yeah, it's just so much though. But you guys, I want to thank you all for joining us. And you can join me right here next Monday for another episode of Let's Talk with Rose. Cece, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep, you can stay.